Namaste and good morning. Um, Here we are, our friend, the crane. He's so comfortable looking for his breakfast, and he's getting more and more friendlier because he sees that there's no danger in our relationship and me being close to him. This is the energy that is you give out there. Animals receive it too. You notice that when you have fear, they receive that fear. A dog, if you have fear, he's gonna receive that fear, and your adrenaline he'll smell and he'll attack you. But here the crane is so peaceful and we are friends now. The ducks also, they're there. Well, let us all pay adorations to Guru, because it's the Guru that's do everything. This is consciousness manifesting itself. The Guru is higher than the manifestation of consciousness because he's both. He took that form so he can communicate, we can relate to him because he's a human, we are human, and we can relate. So are all the deities, the personal gods and demigods, because they're all still on these demigods and personal gods are still on the manifested plane. They have to evolve also and go to that state of consciousness. They were just like us one time, but they have evolved and they have got the positions of the ministers of the government of consciousness. So they also have to evolve. That's why we pray, and we have to go beyond the demigods and personal gods, because we ask them for things for comfort in this illusionary manifestation of consciousness. This illusion is what is causing us to be in that state of sadness and sorrow. This morning I want to talk about our scriptures, and this was demonstrated in the Mundaka Upanishad of Atharva Veda. Quickly, that Saunika, the disciple, was asking the Guru, who is the fifth descendant of Lord Brahma, and the disciple also was an adept also, because he's directly from Bharadwaj, the first of the human gurus, enlightened souls. So he was asking the question, Guruji, tell me the true knowledge. Tell me what I need to know, that if I know that, I'll know everything. And the Guruji, again, he tells him of what the known is. And he brings in all the scriptures, the Vedas. And he says, this is the lower knowledge, the books. And then he says, okay, let's put away the books now. I'm going to tell you what this one knowledge is. This thing is, it has no form, it has no name, it has no origin. It's subtle and it's most powerful. And it is from this womb, from this one thing that you asked to know, that everything came. The efficient cause and the manifested cause operated and created the universe. So this morning, I want to elaborate more on that and show the practicality of this all. Because, when you get a spiritual experience, it happens in a split second. But to give explanation to it, it takes so many time. That when I got my first experience, going to bed, living mundane life before you go to bed, and waking up in the next morning, and I had lost my body then, I would have been a liberated soul. What happened there? I don't know. But the power of this consciousness took over, and to give description of that, I could talk endless amount of time to give the explanation. But here's something, I didn't know what happened, but it happened. Imagine that Krishna Bhagavan was in the middle of the battlefield with Arjuna, where Arjuna was showing weakness, and he didn't know what to do because of emotion, seeing that he has to fight his very own and nearest and dearest, his spiritual masters, his guru, Bhishma Pitama, Dronacharya, and then he fight his cousin, the Kauravas. And you know, they were there in the middle of the battlefield. Did you think that Krishna Bhagavan is delineating all that we see in the Bhagavad Gita, 18 chapters, 700 verses? No, this is all going fast. Because why? The knowledge was transmitted directly to Arjuna. And this direct transmission is what we should seek also. So to get that is through meditation, through the guidance of a spiritual master, an organization which is like BHARAT SEVASHRAM saying, where was founded by a God-man, and manifestation of consciousness. And the disciples also, they are also gained to great heights. Because I know one Swamiji who was directly serving Swami Parameshananda for 25 years, doing all the seva duty, cooking his food, cleaning his clothes, cleaning his bathroom, doing everything. And he would have, during that time, the knowledge would have been transmitted. And when that Swamiji, I was there, when he was leaving his body, he was saying goodbye, shaking his hand as he's wheeling to the intensive care. And then 5 minutes after he left his body. But more than that, 2 weeks before, we were going to Sabrimala for Ayappa Swamiji's seva. And we went there, and before I left, he would have told me, don't bow to me anymore, bow to the Guruji first. And then I would have, usually I go bow to him. And then this time when he told me that, I bowed to the Guruji first, and then I went to bow to him. We went to Sabrimala, and on the way up there, there's a place they call Sevaripadam. And this is the spot where that marks where Mother Siri was staying next to Matang Rishi Ashram while she was doing seva. And it's from like 1 mile or so up from the Pamba River. It's a treacherous mountain to climb, steep, and rocks were going. Imagine way back and thousands of years ago, that ashram, and she was cleaning the path for these holy people to go and take their bath to Pamba. And then she got the blessings of the Guru, Matang Rishi. And so he is saying that, oh, the Lord will come and he will give you his grace. And lo and behold, the Lord came. And Siri was absorbed into this Bhagwan Sri Ram. Did you think that Bhagwan Sri Ram would have go and counted, oh, say, Mother Siri, you have these 9 forms of devotion, listen to me, Mother Siri, and he would pull out his finger and say, okay, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, until 9? No, that knowledge was disseminated directly to her. And that liberation, because she was an illiterate woman, she ran away from, because one, you know, the story that she was, an animal was supposed to be killed for her wedding ceremony, and she didn't want that. This was God's grace that she ran away. Now, my point is that when we read the scriptures, yes, we have to know them. And we have to study them, there's no question about it. But at some point in time, when we acquired all this bookish knowledge about what was created, then we have to move away from that and go to the true meditation and the grace of Guru and seva and seeking knowledge and doing meditation and doing devotion, the paths to yoga, the paths to with union with God. When we do these things, these are all aids. And then what happened? We will get that direct transmission of knowledge. Today we are here in this beautiful mandir. Let us not get attached to this. We've elevated from the murtis made out of stone. We have elevated and we are coming directly to the 5 elements. This is God manifestation. The 5 elements: earth, water, sun is coming up, fire, the breeze is blowing cool, air, and space. Astronauts are there in the space station, but we go there through our meditation, through the power of vibration, through our meditation. We go there. Every morning I try to do that. So devotees, scriptures are the expressions and the perspective Tulsidas, he did the Ramayana and he gave a wonderful job to guide us. But that is not the same as transmitted knowledge. We have to have our own experience of God direct. Until then, we will be still wallowing in the plane of manifestation of consciousness, creation. Let us all make this step. Have this knowledge in us, and our attention and importance will not be on manifestation. Our attention and importance to be how I could be like God. And our prayer should be, God, I want to be like you. That should be our prayers. But for the meantime, let us evolve gradually. Let us shift our attention and our attention and importance to where we came from, who we really are. Kashtvam koha kutta ayata kame janani ko me tatta iti paravayu sarvam asaram vishwam takta vicharyam. That Adi Shankar is telling us, let us all contemplate vicharya. Let us contemplate where we came from, meditate where we came from, and we'll find out that we are that manifestation of consciousness. Let us remove the layer of and the illusion of creation. Let us adorations to Surya Narayan, he's there. And Om Bhurabhuvasvaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachodayat. Bolo Sisi Surya Narayana Bhagwan Ki Jai.